Okay, check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Lesson 95 is all about reciprocals. And I have written the reciprocal right here, 5/6. The reciprocal is 6/5 to give you a clue about what reciprocals are. All right, and then I've given you the definition, so it's a big clue as to what reciprocals are. This is two words. I know they're close together. It says reciprocal. Has the same terms, notice, but their positions are reversed. When you switch the numerator and the denominator of a fraction, you get the reciprocal. When we switch the positions of the numerator and the denominator, this is called inverting. So you invert the fraction, or the meaning of invert is to switch the numerator of the denominator to find the reciprocal. So here's another example. Reciprocal of 2/3 is 3/2. Or the reciprocal of 3/2 is 2/3. All you do is switch the numerator and the denominator. Doesn't that seem too easy to be 5th grade math? That is because you guys are masters at math. Now, what I wanted to show you is that if you have a whole number, the way you find the reciprocal, remember, whole numbers just have the denominator, imaginary denominator of 1. Because 1, it's asking how many holes do you have. You have 2 holes. We don't say we have 2 holes. We just say we have 2, right? Because people are going to assume it's a whole unless you say it's a fraction. So the reciprocal of 2 holes, or just the number 2, is 1/2. So when you multiply, which would be the product, is multiplication. When you multiply, the product of any number and its reciprocal is 1. So let's look at this. So we have 1/2 times 2 over 1, because that is the reciprocal. See how they're opposites? Equal, look at this, 1 times 2 and 1 times 2. So you would get the numerator and the denominator the same. That makes so much sense, because if you look up here at this one, 5 times 6 and 5 times 6, or 6 times 5, the terms are the same on both. So it would come out to be like 30 over 30, or 2 over 2, equals 1. The product of any number and its reciprocal is always 1. Okay? Always. So you might as well just memorize this, because it's not going to change. And then we have some questions. Reciprocals appear when we ask these questions. How many halves are in 1? Oh, how many halves can we fit in 1? Well, we can fit 2 halves in 1. Or that is the reciprocal, 2 over 1 of 1/2. How many 1/3 are in 1? Oh, well, there are 3/3 in 1. Or 3, right? How many 1/4 are in 1? There is 4 1/4 in 1. Or 4. How much of 4 is in 1? Ooh, they reversed the question. Well, that's easy. There are how many 4s are in 1? 4. There's 1. How much of 4 is 1? 1 is 1/4 of 4, right? All right. Example 1. What is the reciprocal of 5/6? Ooh, look familiar? 5/6, we're going to invert these numbers and get 6/5. Am I writing these too small? 6/5. I'm sorry. Number 2, what is the product of 1/3 and its reciprocal? Oh my goodness, I just memorized that. The product of any number and its reciprocal is always 1. So the product of 1/3 and its reciprocal is 1, because 1 third times 3 over 1 equals 1 times 3 is 3, and 3 times 1 is 3, so that equals 3/3 equals 1. Yay, so easy. Example 3, what is the reciprocal of 4? Well, we remember that 4 has an imaginary 1 on the bottom, so the reciprocal of 4 is 1/4, because we're just going to make this whole number the denominator and then add the 1 on top. Oh, am I writing that too small? 1/4. There you go. Example 4, divide 1 divided by 3/4. This problem means how many 3/4 are in 1. When we divide 1 by any number other than 0, the quotient is the reciprocal. So the answer to the division problem is the reciprocal 4/3, which is 4/3, which is the reciprocal of this. Or 1 1/3. That's interesting. So you just keep the 1 the same and then switch these. So for your lesson practice, which I don't know if you can see, I'll sneak that over there. That says lesson practice is write the reciprocal. Leave the fraction improper. I know some of these you're going to be like, 4/3, I can make that 1 1/3. Just leave it. Just leave it, okay? Because we want to show you something when you get back to class. So, letter A, what is the reciprocal of 4/5? B, 6/5. C, 3. D, 7/8. E, 3/8. F, 5. G, 3/10. H, 5/12. I, 2. J, 1/5. K, 10. And L is 1. I hope you have so much fun doing reciprocals. Have a great day.